modern style, spacious, well-lit, visually stimulating. They allow students both to relax as well as focus on the studies that they have at hand. These are all elements captured from His Highness's vision of what is a modern architectural building. Who is it designed for? Who are they using? So those are concepts captured in each and everything that is done. She not only will talk about the student residences and academic facilities, but we'll also talk about what will happen where we're sitting. So if you come and join us in a month or two, this same place will be a construction site. That's why it is labeled in this way. Therefore, as you come into this area, there will be a majestic view of the valley to your right, your left city, but then you will see this wonderful facade of the new medical hospital right where you are. So we encourage you in about 3 years, if you're visiting, to make sure you come through and see what the contributions, the generous donations, the support has allowed to happen in here. Very importantly, with the construction of these buildings will be a solar array, which will be 2.8 megawatts, as well as efficient lighting, heat pumps, solar units, and our power correction factors. Building usage nowadays is highly automated, and therefore the automation of the systems are critical for the efficiency and energy conservation measures that the Agricultural University Hospital and academia, as well as the whole of the Africa Development Network, which is bound to be net zero by 2030. An ambitious goal and initiative that incidentally was conceived and chaired by His Highness. As a modern teaching hospital, it will feed directly into the academia. So our medical students, our nurses, those who want to capture from our stories from our graduate school of media and communications will have a place in which these stories and others can be captured. In it, we have wards in maternity, pediatrics, surgery, ICU, CCU, NICU, medicine, private wings, and other things. We're hoping that this will be a pipeline for greater healthcare within this region, not just Uganda, because we know there are clients who come from the surrounding nations for health. As I mentioned, CNET has completed a succinct presentation, and now they are proceeding to the next stage of today's event. His Highness is leading His Excellency across, and they will make their way to a marquee. For all of us who are sitting here in the tent, the location is a small tent to your left, where there will be the actual signing of the documents. They are now leaving the building, then they will make their way across. Due to the change of weather, I believe the location may have been changed. As we can see from the umbrellas and the vicious wind, we do not want His Highness or His Excellency signing a document and nature takes it away. this is signed, if it is signed at this location, they will make it across here to this marquee, after which we will move quickly into the next event. As they make their way there was a very interesting trivia we noted about the movement of today and today's date. But before I go there, we'll confirm where they will sign these documents. Yes, I believe they will go into that location and sign those documents, signifying the commencement of the construction of the University Hospital right here in Nepal. With that said, I will now hand it over to my colleague, Mr. Nicholas, who serves as the Registrar of Aga Khan, Uganda, who will guide that group through it. Over to you, Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about to witness the signing of the agreement that will seal the commencement of the construction of the Aga Khan University Kampala. Aga Khan University Hospital Kampala. Key signatures to the agreement will be His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, witnessed by Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Thomas Taiwa, His Highness the Aga Khan, Chancellor of the Aga Khan University, witnessed by the AKU Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sulaiman Shahabdin. We are honored to have with us at this momentous our First Lady, Honorable Janet Museveni, Minister of Health, Honorable Dr. Jane Ruth Cheng, AKU Pro-Chancellor, Princess Zahra Aga Khan, Princess Ali Muhammad Aga Khan, Chair of the AKU Board of Trustees, Mr. Zahil Muhammad, AKBN Diplomatic Representative, East Africa, Mr. Amin Mauji, Mrs. Janet Sulaiman.
Okay, thank you.
His Excellency, the President of Uganda, that is President Kaguta Museveni, and His Highness Aga Khan are now signing the documents, signaling the beginning of the construction of the Aga Khan University Hospital, Kampala. This ensures that the university will meet all the legal requirements that adheres to the country's laws and policies. Ladies and gentlemen, the documents that have been signed commence the construction of the Aga Khan University Hospital, which will only not provide high quality care to the people of Uganda, but also train specialists in the region. So our guests, the chief guest, the Chancellor, and the distinguished guests, please, you may go to the main event. Thank you. Over to you, Gitong and Diana.
Thank you, Nicholas, for that wonderful narration. We are so excited to see that happen, moving quickly and succinctly. His Excellency and His Highness will now walk across. Symbolically, we have all the flags flying wonderfully in the weather at full mast, and they will be joining us. At the relevant point, we will call upon all of us to stand, so you can remain seating, but as they get close, we'll call upon you to stand in a sign of respect
of His Excellency, the Republic of Uganda, as well as His Highness. Ladies and gentlemen, as they make their way over here and historic photographs are being taken, we would like to emphasize or let you know that as we expand our campus right here in Uganda, that we are located not only in Kenya or Uganda, but we are also in Tanzania. Our mother campus is in Karachi, Pakistan, and we have this Institute for the Study of Muslim Civilizations in London and a hospital in Afghanistan. 3 continents, 6 countries, changing lives wherever Aga Khan Development Network is. Ladies and gentlemen, may we please all rise to recognize our guests of honor. Let us welcome them with a round of applause. Let us continue clapping as they make their way to the main stage. A wave by His Excellency to all of us, recognizing each of every one of us. A wave by His Highness to all of us. What a wonderful gesture to recognize each and every one of us in this tent. The party now slightly separates as the principal guests of honor move to the front stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll ask you to remain standing for the playing of the national anthem of Uganda and the national anthem of East Africa.
have the recitation of the Tilawat by Mr. Abubakar Kalyasubula, a student, enrolled nurse, followed by the invocation delivered by Mrs. Brenda Kusima, a student from the Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
الرحمن الرحيم واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا صدق الله العظيم. The translation: in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, and hold fast all together by the rope which God stretches out for you, and not be divided among yourselves. And remember with gratitude God's favor on you. For ye were enemies, and he joined your hearts in love, so that by his grace you became brethren. Thank you very much.
I'll call us to Psalm 127, verse 1 and 2. Unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the watchman stays awake in vain. It is in vain that you raise up early and go late to rest, eating the bread of anxious toil, for he gives to his beloved sleep. Lord of all wisdom and giver of every good gift, yours is the earth in all its fullness. Yours is the knowledge that enlightens minds. Yours is the mercy that redeems souls. Today, we gather in humble thanksgiving for your goodness that has brought us to this moment, the inauguration of Aga Khan University in Kampala. We acknowledge that apart from you, we can do nothing, but in you, all things hold together. Grant, therefore, that this university may be built upon truth that cannot be shaken, upon grace that never fails, and upon love that reaches the ends of the earth. We give thanks for the vision and labor of those who dreamed and toiled to establish this institution of learning. May their legacy remind us that education is not an ornament for pride, but a stewardship for service, not merely a pursuit of knowledge, but a calling to wisdom and virtue, not for self alone, but for the flourishing of neighbor and the glory of your name. Bless, O Lord, our leaders with discernment that is pure and peaceable, our faculty with knowledge tempered by humility, and our students with a hunger not only for truth, but for justice, mercy, and integrity. And so we pray for this university. May it be a beacon of truth in a world of confusion. May it be a sanctuary of wisdom, and may it serve generations who will live not for themselves, but for you and for the good of all people. And so, Sovereign Lord, crown this beginning with your favor, sustain it with your spirit, and grant that this work bears fruit for your glory and our good. We ask this in the saving name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Diana Namubiru Sewanyana, and I serve in the capacity of Business Development Manager and Operation for the Aga Khan University Hospitals in Kampala.
And I am Gitonga Mbijiwe, the Aga Khan University's Associate Vice Provost of Administration, Kenya. Diana and I will be serving as your mistress and Master of Ceremonies on this historic occasion. It is our pleasure to welcome you to the Aga Khan University. We thank you for joining us in celebrating the inauguration of our University Center, our student residence, and the commencement of construction of the Aga Khan University Hospital, Kampala, Uganda. Before we begin, we would like to recognize our guests. His Excellency, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. His Highness, the Aga Khan, Chancellor of the Aga Khan University. The Honorable and First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Museveni. Our Deputy Speaker of Parliament and the Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa. Princess Zara Aga Khan, Pro-Chancellor of the Aga Khan University. Prince Ali Muhammad Aga Khan and Mr. Peter Primus, Deputy Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany to the Republic of Uganda. Your Excellencies and honored guests, we are grateful to have you with us today. We also recognize members of government and representatives of the diplomatic community, Chair and members of the Uganda National Council for Higher Education, Chair Zakir Mohamud, and members of the Aga Khan University Board of Trustees and Governing Councils, Aga Khan University Vice Chancellor and President Dr. Suleiman Shahabuddin, and the faculty and staff of the university, the university's generous donors and supporters, and all our distinguished
Vice Chancellor and President of the Aga Khan University to address the audience.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. His Excellency, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, His Highness the Aga Khan, Chancellor of the Aga Khan University, Her Excellency, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mama Janet Museveni, Princess Zara Aga Khan, Pro-Chancellor of the Aga Khan University, Prince Ali Muhammad Aga Khan, Mr. Peter Primus, German Deputy Ambassador to the Republic of Uganda, Chair Zakir Mahmood, and members of the AQ Board of Trustees and Governing Councils, generous donors, supporters, distinguished guests, a very good afternoon to all of you. It is my profound honor, privilege to welcome you all to the new home of the Aga Khan University in Uganda. To do so in the company of His Excellency, the President, His Highness the Aga Khan, the First Lady, Princess Zara, and Prince Ali Muhammad elevates this moment to one of unforgettable significance. A decade ago, our late and beloved founding Chancellor stood on this very ground and envisioned a university that would serve Uganda as a center of excellence in education, knowledge creation, and healthcare. He declared, and I quote, "When this institution is built, it is my hope that it will have brought to Uganda modern medicine in the best conditions in intimate partnership with the public sector," unquote. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we take a monumental step toward fulfilling that vision. We celebrate the completion of the University Center and student residences, and we inaugurate the construction of the Arkan University Hospital. Your Excellency, President, we cannot thank you enough. From inception to the present, and at every step along the way, this project has benefited immensely from your determined leadership. You have often reminded us we need education for socio-economic transformation of our people. This campus, your campus, and soon the University Hospital are dedicated to that very purpose. They will serve as engines of transformation, equipping Ugandans with the knowledge and skills to improve lives and build the future. Your Highness, it was our privilege to have commenced this endeavor under the leadership of our founding Chancellor. To bring it to completion under your guidance, Your Highness, is an honor of the highest order. As you have reminded us, access to high-quality education is a fundamental pillar of our approach to development and has the potential to bring about transformational and lasting impact. Thank you, Your Highness, for honoring us with your presence today. Honorable First Lady, 2 years ago you joined us in celebrating the start of construction on this site together with Princess Zara. At that time, we promised you a world-class campus, and I hope that we have lived up to your expectations. It is such a great pleasure to welcome you back, and we greatly look forward to continuing to work with you and your colleagues in your ministry from our new home in Nakawa. Mr. Primus, Excellency, I wish to convey our heartfelt appreciation to BMZ, KFW, and the government of Germany. Your enduring partnership with the AKDN has been indispensable, and you have our deepest gratitude. Thank you. We are also pleased to acknowledge the presence and welcome our esteemed friend Christoph Tiskens, the Director for Africa for KFW. Thank you, Christoph, for being with us today. To our ever so loyal donors, thank you. Thank you very much. Your extraordinary generosity has enabled us to bring our Chancellor's vision to life. We are profoundly grateful. We are deeply honored that you have chosen to be with us on this special day. Your generosity will continue to shape the lives of future students and patients, leaving a legacy that will endure for generations. The Nakawa campus, ladies and gentlemen, is amongst the most significant investments the university has made anywhere in its history. Our 7 stories, 12,000 square meters university center will provide everything our faculty, staff, and students need to excel. At a time when digital is opening up incredible new possibilities, the center's teaching, learning, and research facilities are equipped with the latest technologies. We have also designed the center to foster teamwork and intellectual exchange, as well as inspiration through its wide open spaces, bursts of color, and sweeping views. Our student residences reflect our belief that true education extends beyond the classroom. With welcoming living quarters, a gym, cafeteria, lounges, and a rooftop terrace, they will nurture friendships, wellness, and the networks that sustain lifelong success. Importantly, these residences will also welcome students from other institutions, enriching Uganda's academic community. I am very proud to report that all 3 buildings have received EDGE Advanced certification for their energy efficiency based on their design. Our local consultants, Symbian Uganda Limited, we have Ms. Susan Atai with us today. Harold Fenwick, Kenya Quantity Surveyors, represented by Mr. Bashir Haji. I'll just pause for a moment while the chairs are being resettled.
As we're just making a slight adjustment, ladies and gentlemen, just slightly move back so the front row is not rained upon. We thank you for understanding.
Okay. Moving on. I also wish to recognize the project team. Sorry. I also wish to recognize the project team led by Dr. Zinat Suleiman and Mr. Salim Lakhani for their valuable efforts in project management and execution. Many colleagues from the Arkan University have supported these developments with passion, commitment, and a sense of purpose. And to all of them, I say a huge thank you. Soon these facilities will be joined by the Arkan University Hospital, an institution that will provide Ugandans with world-class care at home. We expect that the new hospital will open its doors in early 2028 and will offer disciplines from cardiology to oncology, neurosciences to maternal and child care. I'm also delighted that the Nakawa Specialty Center that we started 2 years ago on this site has been well received and has helped increase access to quality care to Ugandans. With these academic, residential and clinical foundations, we will expand our School of Nursing and Midwifery in Kampala, building on more than 2 decades of work and 1,500 Ugandan graduates. For the first time in Uganda, we will also train postgraduate medical education in many, many needed fields.
Our aspiration is to nurture and empower future leaders who will shape policy and influence events for generations to come.
About 90% of the students that come to our school of nursing and midwifery in Uganda have received financial assistance. And once they complete their studies, they're able to go back to their communities and be able to serve those communities. I've been able to support nurses from Mulago, which is our national referral hospital, who have come and benefited from support in our programs.
We went into a partnership with Aga Khan University to train our nurses. So this was a very big opportunity for us. We offer them a training site for their students because they come and rotate here. So it was a give and take. Uganda's health system needs more skills, and this is an area which Aga Khan University is offering. This is where I see the future: research collaboration and specialized training. I coordinate all stakeholders that implement early childhood care and education in the country. We need to bring all children on board, including those with disability. We are also looking at gender responsiveness. Those are components that have been missing, but with all the rigor and training I acquired at Aga Khan, I made sure that they are integrated into the policy. I'm proud to be an alumni of Aga Khan because they have made me what I am.
The programs at Aga Khan University are very pragmatic because they give you real life skills in tandem with the challenges that you're facing in the industry. The modern day newsroom requires journalists who think and who do a lot of journalism, not just reporting. And the programs at the Khan University help journalists to develop solutions for the modern day newsroom.
The Aga Khan Development Network has been doing development work here in this region now for over 100 years. Today, human capital development is very critical, and so we are prioritizing education, healthcare.
We today offer 10 degree programs. We'll add another half a dozen programs. We will invest in technologies. We will invest in artificial intelligence. We will invest in the science of climate change and environment sustainability. We will invest in a health system enterprise. The new university hospital coming up in Kampala is going to be a milestone. Our intent is to become much more strategic and much more deeper in our partnerships. For us to work with government and to work with public sector actors and institutions is extremely important, and we reach out more and more to see how we can come together to serve the populations of the countries where we operate. I think the next 10 years is going to be extremely exciting for the Aga Khan University. With the completion of our Kampala campus, I would say that we are now completing phase 1 of AKU's presence in East Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I have worked very hard on this speech and I have to finish it. So after the video, this wonderful video, all I want to say is that our journey in Kampala is just beginning. The next few years holds much excitement for AKU and for the Aga Khan Development Network. However, no matter how much much we may evolve, this moment today will hold a very special place in AQU's history. Every future achievement of the Aga Khan University in Uganda will be built upon the foundations laid here in Nakawa by our visionaries, partners, and friends who have made this a reality. As the African proverb reminds us, knowledge is like a garden. If it is not cultivated, it cannot be harvested. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we plant the seeds that will nourish Uganda for generations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for those remarks, President Shahabuddin. Though the weather has come down, we ask for the blessings, we ask for a delay, but they're here. But nonetheless, we move forward, and we are in a place where we can continue. May I now kindly call upon Mr. Peter Primus, the Deputy Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany to the Republic of Uganda, for his presentation.
Thank you, organizing team, for making it possible to continue with the speeches without getting wet. Thank you, President, for your warm and welcoming words. Can everybody hear me well? Good, yeah. Good afternoon to everybody, also from my side. Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, His Highness Prince Rahim Aga Khan, Chancellor, Aga Khan University, Honorable First Lady and Minister of Education, Janet Museveni, Princess Zara Aga Khan, Pro-Chancellor of Aga Khan University, Prince Ali Muhammad Aga Khan, Honorable Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Vice Chancellor and President of the Aga Khan University, Dr. Suleiman Shahabuddin, Deputy Secretary General of the East African Community, Honorable Andrea Malouet, Ambassador Amin Mouashi, AKDN Diplomatic Representative, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished representatives of the Government of Uganda, esteemed members of the Aga Khan University team, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to stand before you today at the Aga Khan University campus in Kampala for the inauguration of two significant buildings, landmarks that symbolize a remarkable investment in the future of East Africa. Allow me to begin with a personal note. I arrived in Kampala just a few weeks ago. As is often the case in a new city, one looks for landmarks, buildings that stand out and help you find your orientation. I believe you will agree with me when I say that the Aga Khan University buildings are just the new and striking landmark in Kampala. They now rise proudly into the skyline of the city, visible symbols of vision, excellence, and commitment. And indeed, they are something we can all be proud of. I would like to express my sincere gratitude for the opportunity to speak on this important day and for the many years of fruitful cooperation since 2012 between the government in this project, between the government of Uganda, the East African Community, the Aga Khan Network, and the government of Germany. Together we have made real strides toward shared goals, and I'm confident that this partnership will continue to flourish as we work for a better, more inclusive future. Today is a milestone, not just for Aga Khan University, but for the entire East African region. The investment of 16.8 million euros by the German government through the German Development Bank, KfW, reflects our deep commitment to improving education and employment perspectives in the region. These new buildings will provide vital facilities for training nursing and midwifery students, future healthcare professionals who are essential to addressing the region's pressing health challenges. The demand for well-trained healthcare workers has never been higher. The institution will prepare a new generation of compassionate, skilled practitioners ready to deliver quality care in communities across East Africa. In parallel, these buildings will also serve as a hub for aspiring journalists at the Graduate School of Media and Communication. In an age of rapid digital change, of growing demand for trusted quality information, journalism is more important than ever. The graduates of this program will be equipped to contribute meaningful to a vibrant, professional and pluralistic media landscape. Together, these facilities represent a powerful commitment to quality education, both in healthcare and media, two pillars essential to sustainable development. They reflect our shared belief that education is the foundation of strong institutions and thriving societies. Hence, I'm deeply grateful to the government of Uganda for providing a home for the Aga Khan University here in Kampala. Your Excellency, President Museveni, we know this campus would not have been possible without your personal engagement. The land provided by the government has been transformed into a safe haven at the heart of the city, a space of peace, purpose, and learning. As one walks through the campus gates, one feels a sense of calm and inspiration, as we could witness before. It is a place where minds and hearts can actually grow. In conclusion, today's inauguration is a testimony to the strong and enduring partnership between Germany, the East African community, and Uganda. It is a reflection of what we can achieve when we work fruitful together with a shared vision and mutual respect. Germany remains committed to supporting initiatives that foster human development, economic growth, and social inclusion across the region. I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to all who made this day possible: the government of Uganda, the East African community, His Highness the Aga Khan and the Aga Khan Development Network, the Aga Khan University, and of course the German Development Bank, KfW, here present. Your dedication, your vision, and your hard work have created a foundation that will benefit generations to come. Let us continue to work together to build a brighter future for skills, development, opportunity, and growth across East Africa. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Primus.
I now take the pleasure to invite the Aga Khan Development Network Resident Representative, Mr. Amin Mauji, to introduce the next speaker.
Thank you. I think there is a Lugandan expression that says, Nkuba Erio Mukwisa, which roughly translates into rain brings blessings. And so I think we can declare this campus drenched with blessings. It is our pleasure and privilege now to introduce our First Lady, Her Excellency, Honorable Janet Kataha Museveni. The Honorable Minister has been a staunch supporter of our university here right from inception. We're delighted to have you here, Mama Janet, and we invite you to offer a few remarks, please. Thank you.
Your Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Highness the Aga Khan, Princess Zahara Aga Khan, Mr. Peter Primus, Deputy Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany to the Republic of Uganda, representatives of government and diplomatic community gathered here today, Chairman Zakir Mohamud and members of AKU Board, Board of Trustees and Governing Councils, Vice Chancellor Sulaiman Shahabuddin, and AKU faculty staff and supporters, distinguished guests, good afternoon to you all. I stand here today with a heart filled with joy and gratitude to God for making this long-time prayer of the people of Uganda a reality. And that is a teaching hospital campus right here in Kampala. We hope to put one at Makerere University, but God has chosen to give us the Aga Khan University campus right here, a stone's throw away from Makerere University. This is a blessing to us, and the fact that we celebrate this great milestone in the company of His Highness the Aga Khan only adds to its significance. And we can't thank you enough for choosing to be here today in person, and also Princess Zahara, who was here as we broke ground for this project. We thank you. We thank you once again for ensuring that you are here today. Please accept our sincere gratitude to you both for the work of the Aga Khan Development Network in Uganda. I'm also pleased to welcome Prince Ali to Uganda, and I hope this will be a first time of many more visits to our country. Your Excellency, I would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the great legacy of our friend, the late Highness the Aga Khan, evidenced by the multiple development initiatives spearheaded by him, which our people have greatly benefited from. As we mentioned earlier, this project is a product of a partnership. The NRM government has generously provided the university with 60 acres of land right here. The Aga Khan University provides the expertise, the experience, and together with her partners, the immense investment required for a venture of this magnitude, and we are truly grateful for this effort. Your Excellency, as you are aware, our goal as a country at the university level has been to expand opportunities, to ensure equity, and strengthen the role of higher education as an engine of innovation and national development. The NRM government has tirelessly championed the expansion of public university education so as to widen access and ensure that we build expertise in our human capital through the delivery of high-quality education for our people. This has seen us move from 1 university to 10 public universities and 48 private universities. As I speak now, Uganda is hosting the first regional ministerial conference on the East African Common Higher Education Area, which started on Tuesday this week and is closing today. We believe that the deliberations from this important regional gathering will make a valuable contribution to the landscape of higher education in our region. I am pleased to report that through various partnerships, a number of our public universities have benefited from new laboratories, libraries, multipurpose facilities that continue to strengthen teaching, research, and innovation in our universities. In this season, by the grace of God, we have been able to build and rebuild infrastructure in many of our educational institutions and agencies. Just recently, we commissioned the refurbishment of Mary Stuart Hall at Makerere University, which is just one of the many new constructions, including the main administration building. We laid a foundation stone for the expansion of the National Council for Higher Education offices, our regulatory body for higher education in the country. The Bible teaches us that unless the Lord builds a house, the laborers labor in vain, unquote. Therefore, our prayer now is that God, through us, continues to build and rebuild the education sector in our homeland, like Nehemiah, the rebuilder whose hands were strengthened together with his people to rebuild the broken walls of his homeland in just 52 days. Our constant prayer is that God continues to strengthen our hands and those of our partners who choose to hold hands with us in Uganda. We are very grateful for the partnership we witnessed today between the NRM government and the Aga Khan Development Network. Again, the Bible acknowledges the importance of partnership. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9 states, in quotes, "Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their toil." There is also a saying that if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. This partnership, therefore, is yet another milestone in promoting quality education in the area of health care, and I'm happy that our Minister of Health is right here with us also. While we are aware that the Aga Khan University is a private facility, I believe the university will continue to uphold His Highness's spirit of community welfare and service to humanity through this venture. I look forward to our continued collaboration and partnership as we wait in anticipation for the university's scholars to deepen our understanding of the causes of health and illness, making this not only a center of excellence, but a place of intellectual discovery, research, and innovation. Your Excellency, today, as we inaugurate the University Center and student residences that we have just seen in the other building, while looking forward to the completion of the hospital, I'd like to once again express our sincere gratitude to His Highness the Aga Khan, Princess Zahara, and the entire leadership of the Aga Khan Development Network, who have worked tirelessly to make this dream a reality right here in Uganda. I thank you all for being here, and yes, we must thank God for the rain also. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, our First Lady, Mama Janet Museveni.
I now invite the Vice Chancellor and President of the Aga Khan University, Dr. Suleiman Shahabuddin, to introduce our next speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, this week we are privileged to host His Highness the Aga Khan on his first visit to Uganda since his accession to the Ismaili Imamate earlier this year. Today, I have the high honor of calling upon His Highness to deliver his first public address as the Chancellor of the Arkan University. Ladies and gentlemen, His Highness the Aga Khan.
Good, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your Excellency, President Museveni, Your Excellency, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mama Janet Museveni, Excellencies, distinguished guests. It is a great pleasure for me to join you in celebrating this milestone in the history of the Arkan University and our partnership with the government of Uganda. I'm also very happy that my sister, Princess Zara, and brother, Prince Ali, are here to share this special moment. I would like to begin by conveying my deepest gratitude to Your Excellency President Museveni for providing the university with an exceptional site for its campus and for your steadfast vision and enduring support for this project. I also express my heartfelt appreciation for the enabling environment that the government of Uganda has created for the Aga Khan Development Network. Your Excellency, the decades-long partnership between the government of Uganda and the Ismaili Imamate has enabled our institutions to help improve the quality of life for all Ugandans across the country and across multiple sectors, including healthcare, education, banking, insurance, energy, hospitality, and manufacturing. We are deeply grateful for your support. This investment in AKU's new academic and student housing facilities, together with its hospital, embody the belief of our late father, which we share, that Ugandans deserve the very best access to international quality higher education and healthcare. The university's campuses across Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda create an integrated system to share knowledge and expertise and allow the mobility of faculty and students across the region. Our commitment to international standards of excellence will, I believe, bring transformational impact to Uganda and to the region. It is a known fact that poor quality healthcare costs as many lives as lack of access to care. Moreover, despite spending years in school, countless young people acquire only a fraction of the knowledge and skills they are meant to. Poor health and limited education rob individuals of their potential. At this campus, AKU will invest in developing the potential of Ugandans. My hope is that ambitious young people and skilled professionals will not need to leave their home country to study or practice at the highest level, and many Ugandans will not have to travel abroad to obtain advanced health care. Our pursuit of excellence will go hand in hand with a commitment to access for the disadvantaged. AKU already provides nearly $60 million annually in financial assistance to patients and students across its campuses. Here in Uganda, we will expand our programs to enable access to life-saving care and life-changing education. Excellence must be grounded in relevance. A significant aspect of AKU's impact is tied to its research agenda that strives to address real local challenges through knowledge creation and innovation that improve the quality of life. At this campus, we will be addressing Uganda's specific disease burden, genetic profile, and environmental context. We will seek to contribute to the development of solutions powered by new technologies such as artificial intelligence. All of this is only possible because of the generosity, commitment, and dedication of our wonderful donors, both local and international, and many of whom are of Ugandan origin. I'm very happy to see so many of them here today. We are equally grateful to Germany's BMZ and KfW for their support, not only to this project, but to many others across the AKDN institutions. Please accept my heartfelt thanks for all you have made possible here in Uganda and across our university. Your generosity will benefit countries, lives, and generations to come. Our architects, Legareta, also deserve recognition and our gratitude. The buildings we are inaugurating reveal the power of design to support and to inspire the quest for knowledge. They also reflect the AKDN's commitment to addressing climate change. Designed to meet international energy efficiency standards and to be powered by significant solar photovoltaic capacity, they will contribute to our efforts to achieve net zero emissions. As we move forward, AKU will continue to benefit tremendously from our partnerships with academia, government, civil society, and others. I'm pleased that AKU is pursuing effective working relationships with public sector institutions in Uganda. It is partnership that turns ripples of change into waves of progress. Distinguished guests, it is my conviction that the creation of this campus will prove to be a significant milestone in the history of higher education and health here in Uganda. As we embark on this new chapter of AKU's story, our partners and generous supporters are among its primary authors. The leaders educated, the lives saved, and the knowledge generated will be their legacy. Your Excellency, Mama Janet, I'm confident that the leaders emerging from this institution will advance individual well-being and national progress in fulfillment of the steadfast vision and enduring support that have brought us to this moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those wonderful remarks.
May I kindly call upon our Deputy Speaker, the Right Honorable Thomas Tayewa, to introduce our chief guest.
Your Excellency, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, His Highness the Aga Khan, our Mother of the Nation, and First Lady Mama Janet Museveni, who is also Minister of Education, Princess Zahara, Prince Ali Aga Khan, the Right Honorable Third Deputy Prime Minister, Right Honorable Rukia Nakadama, the ministers present, Minister for Health, Jane Rosa Cheng, Minister of State for Health, Margaret Mhanga, the Minister of State for International Relations, Honorable Kero Diemo, the Deputy Secretary General of the East African Community, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. President, this is a moment of pride for me as a Ugandan to say thank you for making our country what it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This moment is an opportunity and a clear endorsement of your good leadership, exemplary leadership, that can attract institutions of this nature to come and invest in a country which was once considered one you can't visit, but now everyone is running to. Mr. President, your visionary leadership, I remember when you were giving this land to the Aga Khan, some voices around would say, why? But you look far. Your visionary leadership has enabled this country rise from rags to riches. And because of that, we'll continue being proud of you, and we hope God can protect you for this country. Mr. President, with those remarks, I want to humbly request you address the audience.
His Highness the Aga Khan and members of your family, the Right Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Their Excellencies the Ambassadors, the leadership of this university, the Honorable Ministers who are here, starting with the Minister of Education and Sports, and all the people in attendance. First of all, I want to extend our condolences again to His Highness the Aga Khan on account of the death of your late father, who was a very good friend of ours, and who had been here not so long ago. We are very sorry that he died when he was still making a wonderful contribution to humanity. Secondly, I will welcome you here to Uganda and your members of your family, especially coming on this occasion of commissioning the university. Most welcome. Thirdly, it seems the prayers of the Ismailias are stronger than the other prayers, because you brought rain. We've been waiting for rain. And I have been quietly praying, but it seems the Ismailias, their prayers are maybe stronger. Yesterday, I told His Highness of my first experience with the Ismailias in Ntungamo, my area there. We had a few Indian shops. We call all of you Indians. We don't know the difference. Wahindi, 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 Wahindi. We had 4 Indian shops in Ntungamo. Apparently they were all Ismailias. Now those Indians used to hang pictures in their shops. I told him yesterday. There were pictures of 3 people. Queen Elizabeth was on top, because we were under the British Empire at that time. Then, on the right, there was an old man, an Asian old man. That time I didn't know who he was. And then on the left, we had our king, the king of that area, Mugabe. Now in 1957, we were told they changed the picture of the old Asian man, and they put a new young boy there. You could see from his face that he was young. And they said, this is the new king of the Indians. And this was His Highness the Aga Khan. At that time, we thought all the Indians were all Ismailis. So that's when I started knowing about the Aga Khan, Ismailis, and so on. And when I came in the government here, I started working closely with him. I therefore want to salute the Aga Khan community for really being development-oriented. In 1959, when I left my small village, where we had our 4 Indian shops and 2 Arabs, I went to the district town of our area, Mbarara. This was in 1959. And there was a big secondary school there called Aga Khan Secondary School for children of the Asians, but also other children were going there. That place is quite far from Kampala. It's like 200 miles. But at that time, 1959, there was already an Aga Khan secondary school. I think it was a junior secondary school or something like that. And then when I came to Kampala here, there is a big school, I don't know that it's still there, in the Mengo area, called Aga Khan Secondary School. Is it still there? Big school there, Aga Khan Secondary School. And then other projects. Now, as I told His Highness yesterday, there was some setback in the 1960s caused by policy confusion. In the anti-colonial movement, there was some confusion about the role of the private sector. Some of the anti-colonial fighters were thinking that private sector was linked to colonialism. So if you wanted independence, the government must control the economy. And that's how our governments here in East Africa, especially here and some other places, disrupted your programs. I remember that building in the, I don't know whether it is still there, the IPS building in the center of Kampala there. And in Dar es Salaam, very, very nice building of that time. But some of those properties were taken over by the governments of our area here. It was called nationalization. In Swahili, they were calling it kutaifisha. The good thing, as I told His Highness yesterday, is that some of us from 1960, more or less, continuously, we have been part of the struggle for Africa's independence. So, when we studied more, we found that there was a mistake in the thinking. Because it is true that the anti-colonial fighters yearned for independence and for strength. But how do you become strong? You cannot be strong if you don't have a strong economy. And then the question is, who can help you build a strong economy? And that's how, by I think around 1975, we were now clear, I was clear myself, that there was really no problem with the private sector, that the private sector is the one which can help you to be stronger, to have a strong economy at a low cost without spending so much. The private sector are able to do a lot of work for the country at their own cost and with their own supervision and more innovation, so that our full potential is fully utilized. Therefore, by the time we came into government in 1986, that confusion was clear in our heads. It was no longer, it was clear that private sector, yes, you could have some parastatals here and there. We still have some, like the National Water Corporation and so on, but we privatized much of the economy. So therefore, that's how when we resumed our relationship with His Highness, it was with that clear vision. We returned all these properties of the private citizens, which had been taken over by the government, but also the properties of the institutions, like the Aga Khan. So where we stand today, I want to assure His Highness and everybody concerned that on the policy side, the freedom fighters in Africa are now clear. And the good thing is that some of us had good authority. Nobody, because what Africans don't like are puppets of foreign interests. If they think you are a puppet of foreign interests, they will not be happy with you, because puppets have caused a lot of problems here. But that was the advantage we had. Everybody knew our history, who we are, and when I gave you the speech, which I gave in Parliament here, when we were really having a strong argument about the way forward. What do we do? Is this good? Is this bad? And everybody is now clear that private sector is the correct way of building an economy. The government can come in here and there, but the main effort should be by the private sector. So therefore now, the investment climate in Uganda is good. There's some corruption, be careful there. And the weakness is that the investors don't report these corrupt people. I normally find out myself later on. So the investors, please, expose these corrupt people. The ones who want money from you, the ones who want shares in companies for which they don't have any contribution, expose them. Otherwise, we are ready and we can work very well together. We are also working with our brothers in Africa on the issue of market integration, because you cannot have economy or production without market. Where do you sell your products? For a long time, we have been struggling with the issue of market integration, and we are really moving. There are still some problems, but they will be overcome, because logic is on the side of rationalization. And part of the rationalization includes market integration in Africa. So therefore, I'm very happy to be here with Mama and with His Highness to commission this university center. Congratulations, Aga Khan, and I thank you for building this world-class center where the classrooms are digitally connected and they are using high-tech for education so that you don't have to do all the other manual things we used to do in the past. We are also happy about launching the hospital, which we groundbreaking, which we will start building. That will also help. Will also help in health care. Even whenever I would be in Tanzania or Kenya, I would hear. I never went there, but I used to hear Aga Khan Hospital, Aga Khan Hospital, Aga Khan Hospital. Even now, many Ugandans go to Nairobi in the Aga Khan Hospital. So I thank you and congratulate you for those two institutions, the university and the hospital. I want to thank the Germans. I didn't know the Germans were involved. The Germans, bravo, thank you so much. On the issue of health care, I want to inform you and the world that our people here are beginning to make a good contribution to humanity. What, of course, many people don't remember is that the human beings have been here for the last 4.5 million years. And these human beings started here in Africa. So all you people, Asians, Europeans, Chinese, whatever, you are all former Africans. I always regard you as African diaspora. Now, what you had missed is that, so you are the diaspora, we are the stayees who stayed here. Now, we the stayees had a lot of, this place here, you can see the climate is good for the human being, much better than many parts of the world. When I'm in Europe, really, it's very miserable there. Very cold, very hot. Whenever I go there, I want to come back quickly. But this climate has also been good for our enemies. Good for us, but also for our enemies. The mosquitoes, the tsetse flies, the bacteria. That's why originally you, the diaspora, multiplied more than we, the stayees. Until recently, population of the whole of Africa has been smaller than the population of India. India has been having a population of about 1.4 billion people, but until recently, the total population of Africa was fewer than the population of India. Yet Africa is 12 times bigger than India. You can fit India into Africa 12 times, but yet they had a bigger population. We have now overtaken India for the first time. We are now 1.5 billion, and in the next 30 years, we shall be 2.5 billion. We shall be a quarter of the human race. Now, this is because, at last, we have been able to control our enemies here. The mosquitoes, the tsetse flies, the bacteria, which were inhibiting the increase of the population here. But in that time, 4.5 million years, we have got a lot of knowledge about human health, which outsiders did not know. And when the Europeans came here, they came with a lot of arrogance. They sort of suppressed our great knowledge. But now, we have come up now. Our scientists are coming up, and we are discovering a lot of solutions for human health. Our people seem to have discovered a medicine for diabetes for the first time, where diabetes can be cured for the first time. Diabetes has been a big problem for humanity. Our people seem to have discovered medicine for cancer, all these cancers which have been causing problems. Our people seem to have found medicine for malaria, in addition to the quinine, which was found long, long ago in South America. Our people now have a solution different from quinine to malaria. Even myself, I know quite a number of solutions for human health, and I've been encouraging the government to take them up. So therefore, since you are interested in health, I thought I should let you know that. If you want, we can cooperate on that side also, if you are interested in that area of this indigenous knowledge, working on it to turn it into modern forms which can help the whole of humanity, and do it cheaply and decisively, not this one being on drugs all the time, so that you get a total recovery from those sicknesses. Now finally, I would like to, I don't know whether, what one walk up wenye zawadi, wenye nishani wako wapi? When our late brother, the Science Khan, was here, I gave him medals. I would now like to give similar medals to His Highness. And I now call Mwache Nani. You go on the microphone and make citation on how we should give medal to His Highness and members of the family. Thank you, I thank you and wish you good luck.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The Secretary of the Presidential Awards Committee, Hajat Jamina Maloli, will take us into the next part of the program.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Highness Prince Rahim Al Husseini Aga Khan V, Her Highness Princess Zahra Aga Khan, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, the Third Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Cabinet Ministers present, the Ambassador of Germany, the Vice Chancellor of the Aga Khan University, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On today's occasion of inaugurating the Aga Khan University academic facilities and the commencement ceremony of the Aga Khan University Hospital, Kampala campus, in accordance with Section 3 of the National Honors and Awards Act, CAP 173, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, is pleased to award His Highness Prince Rahim Aga Khan V and Princess Zahra Aga Khan during this auspicious occasion medals of honor. To present the citation for the awardees is I, Hajat Malole Zamina, the Chancellor and Secretary to the Presidential Awards Committee. The medals are in the category of civilian decorations and medals as follows. The Most Excellent Order of the Pearl of Africa, the Grand Master, and the Excellent Order of the Pearl of Africa, the Grand Commander. The two distinguished personalities to be awarded and bestowed with honors today were duly acknowledged by the Presidential Awards Committee, chaired by Honorable Dr. Beatrice Wabdea, under the aegis of Honorable Mide Babalanda, the Minister for Presidency. And now, the award for the Most Excellent Order of the Pearl of Africa, the Grand Master. The award goes to His Highness Prince Rahim Aga Khan V, and in accordance to Section 3 of the National Honors and Awards Act, CAP 173, this is the highest honor to be awarded to a person for his or her invaluable support to the Republic of Uganda. And therefore, on this day, the 11th of September, of 2025, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, confers the highest honor onto His Highness Prince Rahim Aga Khan V, the Most Excellent Order of the Pearl of Africa, the Grand Master. His Highness Prince Rahim Aga Khan V is the spiritual leader of the Shia Ismail Muslim community and is the chairperson of the Aga Khan Development Network, and is also the Chancellor of the Aga Khan University situated here in Kampala. He has been actively involved for over 25 years in the development work in Uganda through his leadership role. The network operates significant social development initiatives covering healthcare, education, poverty alleviation, climate resilience, and environmental conservation, alongside a portfolio of economic development projects which include banking, media, industrial promotion, infrastructure, development, and tourism. Since the 1980s, under the direction of his father, the late Karim Aga Khan IV, His Highness Prince Rahim Aga Khan has continued with his legacy and devotion to serve humanity through direct involvement in various sectors globally. Particularly in Uganda, His Highness, through the Aga Khan Development Network, has extended various services to the people of Uganda. To wit, His Highness Prince Rahim Aga Khan is an advocate of the marginalized and underserved communities. He has played an influential role in development programs geared towards climate resilience, environmental conservation, and as a founding chairman of the Climate and Environmental Committee, His Highness has spearheaded environmental stewardship policies and best practices, making climate resilience a central and cross-cutting theme for the network. The transformational climate work being done in Uganda and elsewhere includes educating young future leaders about climate resilience, investing in renewable energy, nature-based solutions, and pursuing established benchmarks for decarbonization. His personal engagement in the area of education and health has made significant impact on human and capital development for the people of Uganda and the wider international community. He has encouraged sharing of knowledge and experience within and beyond the Aga Khan Development Network across Africa. As Chancellor of the Aga Khan University, His Highness is overseeing the development of the Aga Khan University Hospital in Kampala, which will transform the healthcare services and improve access to quality education nationally and regionally. His Highness Prince Rahim's leadership and professional engagement has greatly reinforced the Aga Khan Development Network's initiatives for renewable energy, sustainable tourism, digitally financial-driven internet access, pharmaceutical manufacturing, among others. His Highness Aga Khan, through the Aga Khan Fund for Economic Development, played a central role by investing in pharmaceutical industries and co-development of the Bujagali hydropower plant, which is a significant infrastructure development that has increased Uganda's energy supply. In line with Uganda transitioning to the digital age, His Highness was influential in commissioning the SEACOM submarine cable, which linked East African countries to the international submarine cable network for the first time, therefore propelling internet access in Uganda. Under the stewardship of His Highness, the Aga Khan Development Network has made profound and lasting impact on Uganda's socio-economic transformation, where his personal commitment has ensured a sustained focus on fragile contexts in which the network strives with its partners to foster peace, development, and opportunity, which are in tandem with the Uganda's Vision 24 and core aspirations. Therefore, in line with the National Honors and Awards Act Cap 173, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda bestows upon His Highness Prince Rahim Aga Khan V with the title of honor of the Most Excellent Order of the Pearl of Africa, the Grand Master, for his outstanding dedication, invaluable support, and contribution to the development of the Republic of Uganda. For God and my country, I submit. May I now request the Chancellor team to move forward and step in the arena of the investiture for His Excellency the President to decorate His Highness with the highest honor of this country, which is the Most Excellent Order of the Pearl of Africa, Grand Master. And now, with your permission, allow me, His Excellency, to move on to the second award. In accordance with Section 3 of the National Honors and Awards Act, on this day, 11th of September 2025, pursuant to Section 3 of the National Honors and Awards Act, His Excellency would wish to award the Excellent Order of the Pearl of Africa, the Grand Commander Medal, to Prince Zahra Aga Khan. Prince Zahra Aga Khan has dedicated many years of service towards providing access to quality health care and education services for the people of Uganda and other parts of the world. Through her stewardship of social development programs within the Aga Khan Development Network, she has led the expansion in the East Africa of Aga Khan Health Services Aga Khan Education Services, Aga Khan University. Today, many of the African countries are afforded access to healthcare and education services of a world-class standard through these institutions. Princess Zahra is a renowned global advocate for improving maternal health and child care through the Aga Khan University School of Nursing. Uganda gains access to well-qualified nurses, midwives that provide essential care, contribute to policy reform, and strengthen national healthcare systems. The Aga Khan Development Network actively partners with the government of Uganda and other institutions to develop localized programs to coordinate responses to the country's education and healthcare requirements. In addition to her development initiatives and work in the health sector, Princess Zahara also oversees the Aga Khan Development Network's education programs in Uganda, spearheading investments in teacher training, curriculum development, and school infrastructure to equip Ugandan youth with skills and knowledge to become young leaders for today and future leaders of tomorrow. Under her leadership, over 500 nurses and health workers have graduated from the Aga Khan University School of Nursing and Midwifery, strengthening the public health sector in Uganda and directly addressing the need of child and maternal care. Princess Zahara oversees the Aga Khan Education Service, which operates 4 schools in Kampala that educate over 2,000 learners annually and employ over 150 teaching staff. Princess Zahara has also been instrumental in the development of the Aga Khan Institute for the Educational Development, which has supported the training of teachers and the development of education systems in Uganda, and the Institute of Human Development, which has been a lead in the development of early childhood programs and practices across East Africa. At the Aga Khan University, Princess Zahra has demonstrated strong commitment to advancing research and education in critical areas such as climate change, mental health, medicine, and ensuring the development of young leaders that are prepared and equipped to meet the future challenges and needs of the local population and global population. Therefore, in line with the National Honors and Awards Act, Cap 173, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda bestows upon Princess Zahra Aga Khan the title of honor of the Excellent Order of the Pearl of Africa, the Grand Commander, for her dedication to providing access to quality education and healthcare services to the people of the Republic of Uganda. I submit for God and my country. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for presiding over the special investor ceremony for the distinguished persons we have had this afternoon, our guests, that is His Highness Prince Rahim Aga Khan V and Her Highness Princess Zahara Aga Khan. For God and my country, I submit.
Thank you very much for that, Ayed Malole. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremonies. We thank you so very much for joining us both here and for those of you who have stayed with us online. Thank you very much. At this point, we kindly request that we all stand for the playing of the national anthem as well as the East African anthem. Following the anthems, we request that the audience take your seats as our distinguished guests depart.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until our distinguished guests have departed.
As they depart, you will see that pleasantries are being shared on stage. There will be hopefully a photo opportunity in which the moment will be captured. And as they share pleasantries, we want to thank everybody who has been with us, despite the change of the weather.